Hi guys, just wanted to do my reaction video to Arrow Season 6 Episode 12, All for Nothing. So I tried to upload, I did do a reaction video to the X-Files, but apparently for some reason because of technical issues and trying to record it at 60 frames per second and some kind of, it didn't save anything I recorded to my hard drive, so I had nothing to upload. So basically my sum of the episode is that it was a pretty good standalone episode, even though it was related to the Syndicate. It focused more on William and how he was trying to evade the cigarette smoking man's corrupt government agents. They were hunting him down, but at least he did get to interact with Scully when he was. I guess that's basically when he was, like in a form of a disguise, but he had to basically just go further into hiding when he realized that they were closing in on him, but at least he got to interact with his mother. As far as Arrow is concerned, tonight's episode seems to be more vigilante-focused, and he's going to work with more of Dinah's group and Oliver's group to take down Kate and James.
What's wrong?
No, just some weird feedback.
Are your comms line of sight?
No, we're patched in.
You gotta get those things off! Hey! Gotta get the other divers out of the water!
That you had time to secretly put all this together and continue starting our startup.
Well, being single does wonders for your time management.
Okay, on your next date, you are not allowed to lead with that.
How do you know you can trust him? He saved my life last week. He killed one of James's men to do it.
And he's in love with Dinah. Just stating facts.
Vince is working on locating the thermobaric bomb.
We take that out of play and we got the situation handled.
What kind of progress are you making locating the bomb?
Not much. Caden keeps the bomb on the move constantly. He's become especially paranoid since I killed one of his men. Your stunt with Argus last night didn't help matters.
So why don't you just take us to where Caden and his men are hiding?
Because the second you show up, he'll detonate the bomb. The amplifier he has, he'll take out the city.
He's right. And until we find out where that bomb is, we've got no moves.
Okay, well then, we find out where the bomb is. Last year, we used a sniffer device to pull information from Prometheus's mother's house.
You want to use the same device for Kate and James?
That's exactly what I want to do. We can gather all his ones and zeros. There's got to be a scrap of data left in there somewhere.
Then we have someone to plant Felicity's toy for us.
Yeah, there's just one small problem.
Just one?
Well, two, actually. The sniffer needs to be manually implanted into Caden's server.
No, there's no way he can do that without Caden noticing Felicity, especially now that he's circling the wagons.
I knew what I signed up for. I didn't expect this to be easy. What else?
Okay, Caden's server is deep within the building, so while our comms will be working, transmitting a data pool that large, it requires line of sight.
Which means you have to install the sniffer, then wait for it to download the content to Kate and James' server.
Making sure Caden doesn't see you or the sniffer, that would be bad, very bad.
And then get it outside so you can transmit the files.
Yeah, that sounds like more than two problems.
Sounds like a good way of getting yourself killed.
That's a good thing I heal fast.
Vigilante, willing to ally himself with criminals to take out other vigilantes. I must confess, I never totally bought into it. Given your background as an undercover operative, I would have been a fool too. I don't strike you as a fool, do I?
No. You are coming off a little crazy, though. I've done good work for you. I got no love for Oliver Queen, you know that.
I don't know anything for certain. That's what this is for.
And yet you let him into the organization.
I must admit, that is fascinating.
You can torture me all you want. You'll keep getting the same answer. I didn't do anything.
I admire your tenacity. But even a man who's difficult to kill cannot withstand torture, at least not forever.
In my country, we do things a little, what do you say, dirtier?
We'll give the two of you some privacy.
Okie dokie.
I hate how they become like just background characters, I feel like, and it's just all about Caden James.
You see her? This is Laurel.
This is my Laurel.
She was incredible. When I look into your eyes, I see the girl I raised. I see the same warmth, kindness, and love. And I see a hero. You just need to see it too. Please.
This isn't me. This isn't me!
Said, James is constantly moving the bomb. This might be our only chance.
He is being tortured.
And he can handle it. With his healing abilities, they can't do anything to hurt him permanently. As far as we know, this could be a trap.
Once the bomb is rendered safe, we go back in, we get Vince.
She has already been made. By the time we get there, that bomb is going to be long gone.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. Look, we all got him into this. We should all be getting him out.
Wait, how is his cuts not healing?
Took longer than expected. Good for us, bad for him.
No sign of the bomb. You?
No need for me to explain choice here, yes?
Thought you were an honorable man.
I am.
A hypocrite.
Why else I give you choice? Find bomb or save.
Activating your comms.
I didn't.
Your ability to withstand extreme punishment is impressive.
Oh, you got it.
But we all have our limits. Let's find Mr. Sobels.
You gotta be kidding me.
Don't
Really?
make me doubt your loyalty to Ms. Lance.
No.
Cordo Maltese, video of his son's murder. It's Caden's son, on post.
I guess we know why he hates you so much.
This is fabricated. It didn't happen.
This could not have been you. You were in Hub City.
Yeah, but Odin Post was still murdered, supposedly by the Green Arrow. Wouldn't the SCPD be all over this? The FBI?
Records on the case for web claims.
Right. So Caden wanted me all to himself and didn't want anyone to get in the way.
Okay.
How do we prove that this is fake?
Well, we're working on that, but there is something super interesting about this. The digital alteration of this is consistent with that of the bogus surveillance photo of you in the Green Arrow suit.
We thought Kate and James looked at that image.
Whoever doctored this leaked that photo.
To make James think you killed his son.
Whoever planned this knew exactly how Caden would react.
Which means that person has to be close to Caden.
If that's true, Vince wasn't the only traitor that Caden has to worry about.
Of course you're not.
I'm here to explain that this wasn't all for nothing. Felicity's been going through the data that Vince pulled out, and for the first time, Dinah, for the first time, we have some viable options.
Viable options? Yeah, I used to tell Vince his way of seeking justice wasn't viable. I convinced him to change, just how you convinced me. But you know what, Oliver? Vince was right. The only way to bring justice to this city is with a bullet.
Dinah, I need you to listen to me.
I'm going to make sure Vince didn't die for nothing. I'm going to kill every last one of them. Starting with Laurel.
So yeah, it was, yeah, I feel like it was another solid episode. Excuse me. At this point, like I said, like I mentioned in the video, I'm kind of feels like it's supposed to be like, I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like the Arrow's equivalent of the Legion of Doom from Legend of Tomorrow, but it doesn't feel like an ensemble. It just doesn't feel like an ensemble, like an ensemble villain group like Legion of Doom was. It's kind of like Legion. It just feels like, you know, King James and his lackeys, and with Anatoly being with his newfound animosity with Oliver and Richard Dragon, who like I said, wish was more of an amalgam of the pre-New 52 and the 52 version. Like, he really has a chance to shine. So there have been theories going around that people saying that because he was hyped up to be the main villain of the the main villain of season 6, people are kind of theorizing that he's the one who framed Oliver for Owen Post's death and is like pitting the two groups against one another. But the thing is that he's been such like a background, like one-note character, and it's like he's only had like one episode like focused on him, that it just feels like it wouldn't have any kind of like emotional impact or emotional payoff if it turns out to be him, which is sad. And I feel like this is just like, I mean, at this point, this is just like the Grave plot, and I just wish that it seemed like the writers have not learned their lessons from that, or from Arrow, or from, I should say, season 4, or from the Flash writers, where it's like you gotta stop playing it close to the vest. You can only play it close to the vest for so long, as far as who the mysterious who's like the mysterious villain is. And it just seems, I mean, granted, I guess we found out who Prometheus's identity, who like the true. I guess the thing is that at least with Prometheus, like, you knew who he was, the one, like the main villain of the story and driving the story, and he was. But you also, but at least they revealed his identity till episode 15, and they were kind of like peeling back the layers as to, like throwing out little hints and clues of what kind of who he is, and like little bits of his background until it was fully revealed that before it was finally revealed that, it was Adrian Chase or Simon Morrison, and played by the great Josh Segarra, who, one of my favorite villains of this season. The thing is, I feel like that it's the same problem they've had with with Zoom in season 2 of The Flash, where they have given too few hints about who it's supposed to be, about who the villain is supposed to be, even though they claim that in that season of that show, then who the main villain was supposed to be, that we didn't find out until episode 15, This one, I feel like we're not getting like very few clues about who is supposed to be the true puppet master. Besides the fact that the same person who doctored the video of Oliver killing Caden's son was the same person who released the photo, or which ended up ironically being doctored, of Oliver Queen being the Green Arrow. And you would think that because they can't find his son, they didn't find the body that he would, and the fact that he went through these kind of lengths to cover up that his son was even murdered, you would think that he would try to look into, this to authenticate that video of his son's death. But I don't know, or like try to find or like look up autopsy reports, like all that kind of things. But whatever, TV show. The thing is about this episode is that I guess it was like almost like a damned if they did, damned if they didn't. If everybody went to go, I mean, maybe they could have. I don't know. Maybe they. It feels like everybody kind of got screwed over by not trying to be on the same page about something. It was just like where it feels like trying to divide and conquer didn't actually work. There were too few people to search the building to get to the bomb. And at the same time, there were too few people to try to get to Vincent, I guess. And the whole thing ended up being a trap. So one has to wonder if he was going to end up in that situation anyway. Maybe he didn't. And the thing is that it's kind of annoying how it's just like all the season, like the writers are trying to tease us about like, oh, we're going to bring back Laurel to appease the fans, but yet you're not going to do anything but more people have been clamoring for her to get a redemption arc. Even if she turns over a new leaf, doesn't mean she has to act exactly like Earth One Laurel. I mean, she's clearly an edgier version of Earth One Laurel. Has a lot more baggage, and I guess you can kind of see that she has this like inferiority complex and why she keeps because of the fact that it's like seeing photos of her Earth One doppelganger, being a hero and happier times with Quentin and Sarah, and she has like a low view of herself. So I don't know. I was reading like a YouTube comment on a review of this show saying that they think Laurel's just looking for a father figure ever since Earth 2 Quentin was killed, and I guess maybe I don't know, and maybe that's why she's working for. But it's just like she wants to rebel against authority, like Zoom, Kate and James, Prometheus, but at the same time, it's like she doesn't. But it's like she's not gonna have that father figure, kind of like wants the approval of that father figure is to stay like a la Jason Todd in Batman comics. I don't know it's an interesting theory. I don't know if I 100% agree with that, but it would kind of explain. But it clearly she has this clear inferiority complex, or like that, or inferiority superiority complex, I guess, whatever it's called. Where it's like she tries to act like she's all of that, but has apparently like very low self-esteem and almost kind of like self-loathing, and kind of reminds me of almost like a Darth Vader-esque kind of deal going on with her, and she seemed to have remorse about. I mean, like I said, it was kind of annoying how they try to make her irredeemable. It's almost kind of like a middle finger to fans. They say that they're not. It's like, okay, you're able to. So you want to so it's kind of like selfish of that. It's a little bit self-indulgent, where it's just like, okay, you want to indulge in illicity stuff when most people don't care about the couple anymore, and was asking for that ship to stay dead, but you still indulged in it anyway. And then you want to just like, you know, give a middle finger to the fans and you know, to try to like you know redeem the character. You just want to like rub it in their, you know, kind of rub it in their faces, and it's like, oh, we'll bring her back. We're just gonna make her as monstrous as possible. The thing with her, which is why she had so reluctant to kill Vincent, which I guess was supposed to be like her point of no return, but at the same time, it's like this guy's always been like the show's portrayed as the show's version of the Punisher, and given that they didn't spend that much time fleshing out his character, and given what he's done, it just feels like his death doesn't have as much of an emotional punch as I would have liked it to. I mean, it was kind of one of those things where it's just like, it's sad, but it was just kind of predictable. And it just feels like, I don't know. It just sort of, I don't know. It just feels like, you know, there have been other characters on the show who've done like far worse. And it's like, I mean, we've had like Slade Wilson, for crying out loud, who's did his own version of the Purge and like killed Oliver's mom, and he still got a redemption arc. So I guess it should. I mean, there shouldn't be like a double standard where it's like, if he can get a redemption arc, if he can get it redeemed, then why not Black Siren? And also, I think it was. I mean, it would be. I mean, one, it was pretty stupid for Dinah to just blame Oliver for why like Vincent died. I mean, like he said, I mean, he kept saying like he was gonna. She was in the room even before he had that one-on-one talk with Oliver. Like he was gonna make that choice, like put himself in danger, get the intel on the thermobaric bomb, even at the expense of jeopardizing his cover. And you know, it's nice to see Elena back, but going back to this, I mean, it's going to be kind of cool to see that next week's episode is going to be like Dinah's entire arc is going to be like similar to almost like Jack Bauer in season 8 of 24, when Renee was killed, and then he wanted to kill kill every just basically to kill every like criminal or villain guilty by who, even though they weren't involved in Renee's death, he didn't want to kill anybody who was guilty by association. And now she's going to go on the same warpath. So how much she's going to succeed, how many people she's going to like pick off, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I doubt it's going to be Laurel, because it's like her death the first time already caused like enough backlash for the show, but it's still going to put Quentin in Thea in odd position where there it's like, do they, I mean, even there kind of like started to like dampen their hopes of redeeming her. It's like, do they try to redeem Laurel? Do they help Dinah? And it's like, I guess we'll find out next week. But anyway, guys, what do you think of the episode? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.